All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry, this is going to be a talking head video. This is kind of all I have time for, but I'm hoping to do something different for the midterm. Anyway, this is something I do for journaling also, which I'm just going to dive right into one of the questions, which was some of the comments that were the most impactful to me so far in the semester. Um, One of my first ones was about my graphing calculator and doing voice recordings just as journaling. I also do video recordings as journaling. And I just had a chance to revisit those comments, and I saw Professor Langmead's comments about editing software. I'm not going to do that this time. I've used it before. Um, it's just not a medium that I prefer. I'm kind of begrudgingly learning digital mediums in an art context just because it is inevitable, especially here we have a very strong digital art capability at Pitt. Um, and it's been great. I've learned P5JS and HTML and like other things like that, but on like a surface level, like I can make a geometric picture basically in a basic website. Um, which if anybody wants to do a choose your own adventure for a long bus ride, let me know. That's what I made. Anyway, back to the comments. I also, um, let's see, he posted something about making music and in the digital art versus traditional art post that he made, and I'm still waiting to hear this music. I'm interested. Maybe that'll be his midterm. And then also, Rachel G posted a comment with a link to a TED Talk that I found really enlightening. I really liked um, that she shared a link because I don't know. I think that's part of the benefit of being in this kind of a class with so many different people from different majors because I've chosen the least discreet location for this. Sorry about the background noise a little bit, but anyway, um, yeah, I appreciate the links to things. I like exploring, and that TED Talk was interesting. It was about online harassment and like cancel culture, and kind of in response to that lady's like racist comment about going to Africa. So, um, anyway, let's see. I'm gonna backtrack. Work. How has my work been impacted? Thoughts on digital computing and how has it shown? My thoughts on digital computing have, I feel like the history of it has been enlightening for me. I've dipped my toe in, as I mentioned, to like digital art, and uh, I have an appreciation for it from working with it. Most of my personal studies in history of art and architecture and in studio art are materiality based, meaning I look into, I have an interest in why people choose certain mediums. And my long term career goals are art conservation and restoration. So it's important for me to know how to preserve things, including digital art, which, by the way, I should save this, but I'm just gonna go just one shot video. So over the summer, I go to a conservation conference, and last year, because I was looking into digital mediums, I went to a few talks about how to preserve digital work, including digitally produced like 3D printing and things like that. Like, is the thing itself the object being conserved, or is it the file, and or both, or like, and then also considering the plastics that are used with 3D printing and their like off gassing and how that would affect other items around them, and just the general like development of this medium, and like the all the questions that go along with it. So that's kind of something I want to maybe focus on. I didn't look at the final, but it's something that I would want to maybe focus my questioning on, is how digital digital mediums, digital computing is used in my field, whether that be in like making or preserving or documenting or transferring old information to like a digital format that's shareable between museums, things like that. Lots of questions, lots of things to think about. Very unnatural, very, which is a good segue to like talking about my work, how it's shown in my work. So I'm thinking about my work in the entire semester context because um, I'm this is my final semester and this is my final class in my major, and I'm kind of focusing on making right now. Not making digital, but returning to my roots, which is like drawing, and I'm doing an installation and just different things like that, which make make me happy. So, um, but my installation is going to incorporate some surveillance actually, which this has been my favorite like unit so far because um, surveillance has always freaked me out. Like when I was little, we're gonna get real personal real quick, but when I was little, I used to be afraid of a couple of different things, and one of them, like I was convinced, and to this day, I'm like convinced that there were like hidden cameras, hidden microphones, like I was convinced that there was like a key counter, so like when I was typing, like there was some kind of recording of all of my keystrokes being somewhere, um, and this fear kind of comes from my parents. My dad used to be one of the like early like computer guys. So referring back to the video we watched on the Major League Baseball um, schedule makers, I loved that reading. That was my all-time favorite one. I love that they referred to it as art, and I love that they could not make a program that would be as efficient as these like professionals who have been doing this for years. And I'm like, take that, Robot Uprising. It's great. And but my dad is of that generation, and he was involved in like early computing things like that. He's since kind of like lost touch with the vast world of technological advancements. Like he does all right, but whatever. Um, so where am I going with this? I guess just that back to surveillance. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be using some hidden cameras, um, and just to kind of like play into that like fear or paranoia. But I always thought of surveillance as this very like personal, like someone is coming for me kind of thing. Um, as opposed to what surveillance really is, which is kind of like a general observation and collection of data, and like what is this data, and like where is it going, and what is it being used for, and the idea of what is it, data exhaust or digital exhaust. I love that, and I love these like connections being drawn between non sequitur items. I forget what the examples were from class, but they were like two things that are obviously not related, like maybe something with Nicolas Cage and like something else, and but there was a trend shown between them, and it was hilarious. I would love to see more examples of that. Um, and let's see. Gosh, I hope I answered all the questions. Uh, Oh, on a closing note, I just wanted to say, as far as the structure of this class goes, maybe this is like paranoia too, but like I really appreciate the structure of this class and the various like readings. I appreciate having visual intake in a. I mean, this is an HAA class. Like a visual person appreciates visual media, like visual information intake. It's great, and because this is a very reading and writing heavy department for everyone who's not in HAA. And let's see what else. Oh, but also just kind of talking about other people's comments. It's been nice interacting online too, and I appreciate working in small groups with people. So everybody who I've met so far, it's great to know you, and yeah, I'll see y'all in class.